a Grady White 255 Freedom that has the new Yamaha 300 four-stroke V6. All right, today we're going to be installing the SE Sport 300 using the sport clip, the drill-free sport clip, on this Yamaha 300 V6. Okay, the first thing you want to do is take both products out of the packages and line up the 4 holes of the hydrofoil with the holes on the sport clip. And when you do that, you'll notice at the bottom groove right here, the hydrofoil comes a little more forward than the sport clip. And then, keeping the holes aligned, go ahead and put it on the lower unit. And Mercury owners will need to be aware that their cavitation plate starts to rise up quicker. So what we do not want to do is have it rise up on there. The sport clip, it's the flat side that's going to go down right on the cavitation plate, but you want to stop while it's flat and not have it right up. So lining up the holes again. Lining up the holes again, place it right on the cavitation plate, and then remove the hydrofoil, and you can see, make sure it's not riding up, and then double check it again to make sure that the holes line up. Okay, the next step is lining up the bottom portion of the sport clip with the top portion. The red side clips are going to make sure they're flush and back. And if you'll notice, the sides are the same length. So what you want to do is come over the torque tab and then line it up. And then after you go over the torque tab, you line up the sides, and then simply look through to show that the holes line up with the top piece and the bottom piece. It will rest on the torque tab, but as you put the bolts through, it will compress together and form one solid piece. Okay, after you line up the holes, simply remove the top portion, holding the bottom portion in place, and then you want to simply mark one of the red grips there, just right in the center, so that you'll know where to come back to for the further installation. Okay, after you mark the bottom clip, we're going to come in and remove the trim tab anode. Just remove the cover plate. You'll need a long extension. Come down, and we're going to drop the trim tab anode. Keep in mind, some trim tab anodes are fastened from the bottom up. The Yamahas are obviously from the top down, but depending upon your lower unit, you may not need the long extension. It may be fastened from the bottom up. Okay, the next step, out of your hardware box, you want to find the tab catch, and this goes on the trim tab anode bolt that you've removed. There's a bolt right under there. So for the larger outboards, you're going to use the bigger hole. The smaller ones use the 1/4 inch for the 1/4 inch bolts, and the smaller outboards will use a smaller hole. And so that's going to go right over that, right on the trim tab anode, and be bolted back on. This is a new stainless softer metal that's designed to conform to the cavity of the anode. This is one that we put on previously, and it'll actually go right up into the cavity and fit nice and flush with the trim tab anode, and actually get compressed right in there and leave you with a nice tab out to secure the hydrofoil. Okay, as you're bolting it back on, you'll feel it start to compress on the trim tab catch here, and the trim tab anode zinc will just conform right up into the cavity and leave you with a nice flush finish. Okay, the next step is to take the bottom clip, go over the tab zinc, and our mark that we made earlier on the top of the cavitation plate lines up exactly with the compression fittings. And so what you want to do, we're gonna see which hole we're using on the bottom clip, with which hole we're using on the tab catch, and then we're going to secure that with a 1/2 inch stainless bolt and nut. So line up your mark, and then you can look through. You might have to bend it down just a hair to look at it, and then we're gonna move it back slowly to the first available hole that lines up. All right. Some applications you may have to bend underneath to look. With the 300 Yamaha, we're actually able to see it right here. So with their marks lined up, moving back slowly, the first hole that lines up on this one is right here, and I can get my stainless bolt in there. We're going to secure it right here with the nut. Just like that. Okay, so even on this application, we are going to have to go ahead and remove the bolt that holds the tab zinc, because we're going to need to tighten this bolt and nut here, and we need to get to it. So we're going to go ahead and pull this off, tighten it, and then put it back on. Okay, now we want to secure the red side grips. After you've secured the tab catch back to the tab zinc, and you have the bolt tightened again, now we want to go ahead and secure this. So reverse the righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, because what you're doing is you're backing out the bolt, and as you back out the bolt, these are going to come in and tighten around it. Now, some of the tab zincs, like on the Yamaha 300, have a little bit of a rounded bow to them. So what you want to do is just kind of compress a little bit with your hands and bend it in, and then once we finally secure it with the bolts, that'll compress it even more together. It's designed to flex right around it. But the first thing you do is just kind of hold it up, get the top notches over, and we're going to go just lefty-loosey, and that will tighten these up, and we can actually alternate the sides just to make sure that we get an even fit. Just a little bit of compression is all you need, which raises it up over the top enough to allow you to have it take hold as you tighten them up. Okay, you don't want to over tighten these. You don't want to risk cracking them, but they do need to be snug. They might actually tilt out just a little bit, and get a good snug fit, but don't over tighten.